Aries. Hello, Aries. I am your clairvoyant for this reading regarding relationships, love for June 2019. My name is Ron. We're currently working with the 1986 version of the Alexander Crowley deck, also with my Chilean obsidian stone. So this video will basically be covering your current situation with twin as a first reading, covering the dynamics of the runner situation as well as the chaser situation, looking if there's a chance for reunion, as well as any sort of blockages or what needs to be taken care of with the runner-chaser dynamic, and any aspects of self-healing that needs to occur in order for your union to happen. Also, one card for the, of course, overall energy. Okay, let's get started. Give it a few shuffles. Energy, 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. I've been dealing with a cycle of emotion ending as a potential. Maybe some travel on the cards, or possibly a type of mutual disagreement on the intellectual or mental sphere between you and your twin. A chance of fate to the star, as well as definitely the mental anguish that comes from disagreements with you and your twin. Okay. So, give it a nice cut. This one has the most fire. Okay. So, your current situation with your twin. Okay. I do see there was a manifestation with the Two of Pentacles. Certainly some sort of universal feeling, the feeling of the infinity, and the Ouroboros here, the snake that eats itself. Okay. Definitely an occult symbol that deals with the sort of cycles that people tend to choose from. There's a snake-like sort of shedding of the skin, and opposing sort of opposites between you and your twin that make up the whole. Okay, so two, twin flame. There was already a manifestation. You met your twin. How long ago? Potentially 2 years, 2 months ago, maybe 2 weeks. The two is certainly the sort of central energy that's working with you and your twin. Okay, because it's in reverse, there is not a complete knowing. So instead of the positivity, there's a subtle force. I'm reading reversals in this one, so there's a subtle force with the type of energy working between you and your twin. It's very physical, very 3D, okay? So there's a knowing and a sort of unknowing of you and your twin in this 3D sort of realm, okay? There is also a potential for a Leo-like person. You could be working with a Leo here. Also your energy, fire, through the lens of Aries, but I'm seeing, because of the line, quite a Leonic energy. The person you're dealing with has a sort of diva-like mentality, the center of attention. They like fiery debate, and they like to get their way. A huge sense of ego and sun identity, okay? That needs to burn itself out, I would say. It's all about relinquishing your partner's ego in this case. And because you're an Aries, the fire and fire feeds itself. Meaning there's mutual combustion in the dynamic, but based on the physical plane, okay? In order to manifest a bit more, to get to the Three of Pentacles, the next step where you guys are working towards a type of union. 3 is indicative of union. Also higher philosophy. You have to disintegrate aspects that are mentally stored in you and your person's body, okay? There's mental and emotional pain that is stored between you and your twin, okay? Also, we have here Gemini energy. This is Kunst, which translates to essentially alchemy, the the Temperance card, or art, okay? Artfulness. So there certainly is a potential that there's a Gemini in the equation. Also potentially Virgo. This is Mercury, okay? So messages. There's a lot of messages and a lot of to and from your twin, trying to make two types of messages into one, okay? Trying to make union through letters, through emails, through communications that are mostly flirtatious, okay? Okay, so this is essentially the current situation with this one. I want to clarify the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Clarify Two of Pentacles in reverse, please. Two of Pentacles in reverse, clarify, please. Okay, interesting. Jumper. Okay. So we have the nine of rods here, fire energy. Okay, with this character here, the Leo, the fire energy definitely is coming to play. So there's certainly some crossfire going on between you and your twin of two different polar opposites. One is obviously more Leonic, like the sun. However, there are repressed emotions that you, Aries, are not really expressing. You're not really reaching into your own core philosophies and expressing that to your twin. I would recommend doing that, okay? Also, there's sort of bringing to light something, perhaps the passion between you. The passion on your end may be prohibited. Maybe there's a blockage there. Some sort of emotional baggage that you're not really releasing, maybe an emotional block that's stored in your body that you're not really taking care of. Maybe there's a need for you to work with alternative medicine or meditation to loosen those knots, perhaps massage therapy, yoga, okay? These are things you have to work on. Your body is fucked up, Aries. Sorry for my words, but I mean, you really have to exercise flexibility more than anything. The beauty of the arrows here is that there is one primary arrow that goes against two crossfiring, four arrows, four of rods, okay? Which is interesting because Four of Rods usually indicates marriage as well as union, as well as long-term commitment, okay? Based on a fiery passion. It's like after your ships come in, you essentially make a choice and know what to do. But there seems to be a debate of passions, okay? A sort of controversy behind what you and your twin essentially share on an emotional level, okay? I mean, you'll see that the arrows are actually loads of emotions. And there might have been a lot of passionate sort of emotional debates with this person, okay? But because it's in reverse, it's repressed, okay? This came out as reversed, so it's repressed. It's repressed communications between you and your twin. And it's sort of blocking you as well as, according to the two of Pentacles, the dynamic of the two are polar and they're subtle. So one of you is definitely divine masculine, one of them is more divine feminine. It doesn't matter what gender they are, really, it doesn't. We're talking about inner energies, and you have to find a way to balance those out. If you, Aries, are the more masculine energy of the Leo sort of Aries dynamic, for example, or the Leo Gemini dynamic, I would recommend for you to essentially try a bit harder on, or try less on the situation, one or the other, but really becoming flexible, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and move those up there. Yeah. Okay, so we are dealing with runner and chaser dynamic now. I'm going to pull two cards, one for the runner, one chaser. And let's face it, I mean, you're either a runner or a chaser, otherwise you wouldn't be checking this channel out. And you probably wouldn't be in a twin flame either. I mean, those twin flames are technically, in my opinion, mostly quite karmic. Because there's always a separation and then a sort of like an idea that there's a union regardless of the 3D connection, which is kind of a shame, but also somewhat nice. So that's good. Okay. So okay. Okay, runner and chaser. Interesting. Okay. So, there was definitely an emotional capacity that you and your twin were sharing. Lots of emotions were being fired, maybe perhaps being misfired in a way. And there could be an imbalance on the way you express your emotions. One person may bottle them up, the other may lay them out on a sleeve and say, deal with it, this is me. Also a possibility of the emotions coming in subtly but never being expressed because of the sort of the guise of the physical capability, mostly because it wasn't properly being expressed in a physical way, your emotions. Okay, that is a possibility. Lots of subtle energy here, as well as the Three of Cups. Three of Cups, potentially third-party situations, or perhaps joy that is blocked, okay? Or it's subtle. It's a little joy that you can't really put your finger on. There certainly is a lot of emotional content here, but it would require a lot more tempering, like I said, on a physical plane, in the 3D. So a lot of your emotions might be being worked across an etheric plane with you and your twin. There could be separation involved, where there's a lack of joy or a lack of joviality and a lack of partying. Perhaps you might have met this person at a party where they just manifested themselves somehow. Also potential for meeting your twin for other people in a place where there was a lot of, yes, partying, but then more drinking, as well as potential place of the arts, also sports events, not to be too specific, it's just for some of you. Yeah, and there is, for clarity, Runner Chaser, yeah, there is certainly, there might have been with the Knight of Cups, someone opening up in a way, but not being able to really come forth or out of their armor with expressing their emotions, and once again, a sort of reliance on the physicality, the 3D to make this connection work, but still sort of disconnect with emotional sort of fulfillment. I mean, it was there, it just never was really expressed. There might have been a situation where for some of you guys, one night stand situation, yes, sexual chemistry, but then after that, running, chasing dynamic. I'm seeing there certainly is that dynamic. There certainly is running and chasing, because one person is on their chariot, obviously riding, but very slowly riding away from the connection. And then one is riding towards, okay? But in a very subtle way. They're not really overt about it, and they have loads of armor on them, emotional armor, a barrier, okay? How to resolve this? Okay, well, there is a tower moment that is happening on the runner's side, okay? There could have been potentially multiple parties, and the tower just essentially exploding. One of you guys might have been more of a player. I'm seeing that in the cards, or requiring the attention of others. And this mirage, this ego sort of feeding, is disintegrating. Karma's really like sort of coming down in the form of the tower here, okay? And it's very overt. And the beauty of that is that your third eye, or their third eye, essentially might open from the tower moment and afterwards. Someone will get awakened. I see a sleeping, dormant quality in both sides that not being totally sort of expressed. One person is definitely expressing a lot more love, open love, true love in the connection. However, that is blocked, okay? With Lover's card here in reverse. There are psychosomatic and emotional scars that run from childhood on one twin side. that links to the other twin side, and the runner was triggered because of the mirror of childhood in their twin, and they were running away. So there might be a possibility that mother and father psychological complexes are affecting one or both of the twin in their mirroring effect. So they might have daddy or mommy issues, okay? Let's move on. Yes. Okay, so let's move on to self-healing. Okay, we've already addressed the mommy-daddy issues, inability to express themselves emotionally beyond the physical plane, the tower moment. So what comes after the tower? And why is lovers in reverse? Okay. Okay, what comes after the tower? Ooh, interesting. Okay, yeah. And this came up positive. This is sideways, more in the negative. Okay, interesting. So, yeah. We have Two of Cups in the upright, okay? This is definitely union. This is balance. This is balance with the cosmic love that unites the two on a very Piscean way, okay? Pisces is all about complete and total immersion into compassion, into love, into grace, into feeling, okay? And the cups are overflowing very beautifully there, okay? There's also a union between the sky and the earth here, okay? Gemini energy, I'm also picking up on any water energy as well as Venus. So Taurus and Libra energy here with the lovers, okay? There's also a Capricorn energy with the devil here in reverse. There certainly is some sort of blockage with a third party or someone who is either running or chasing, might be dealing with a third party more on the runner situation. And it's a very physical, very lusty, sort of sensual relationship that they're chasing, but are kind of stuck into, the running away from the twin into this sort of really sort of seductive relationship that's very grounded in vice and pleasure, and that's not what twin flame journeys are all about. It's about learning, it's about compassion, it's about really fusing the earth with the sky and seeing the horizon. It's about possibility, okay? So it's obvious here that someone, and I would say the runner in your reading, Aries, is essentially running away from the connection because they want to feel hedonistic, they want to feel, but then there's something wrong with, there's something psychosomatic, something tied to their body and knotted up there that needs to be kneaded out through the compassion and endless love and endless possibility of the twin journey, okay? So that's what I'm seeing. Okay, Aries, one more card as a sort of general undertone for your reading. Okay, once again, Leo comes into play, okay? Leo energy, certainly, this is the card of victory. This is victory, and this is the flame of creation that's celebrated. This is two philosophies uniting into one to create a grid, okay? Well, okay, good. So, victory, yes, on a passionate sense, there is certainly some sort of feeling of pride with this connection. However, there's also the mutual pride that is sort of crossing it, you know, with your twin. There's a huge sense of ego, and there could be a domination or a type of feeling of a quest or a conquest over one or the other. And this is not what, I mean, this is sort of what we should be like sort of striving for, but more the passion that burns all ego, all psychological baggage in order to create union, okay? That's what I see with the Six of Wands here. And then you have the Eight of Rods, Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay, so slow down messages, take it easy, don't chase so much. If you're the one chasing, don't chase so much. and things should come to fruition. I'm talking about big time fruition. I'm talking about a new sort of grounded 3D union here that is subtly making its way back into play. All right, Aries, I really appreciate your time and your energy. Please like, share, and subscribe, and contact me if you're interested in any type of energy work or a reading. I appreciate it. Thank you.